Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Melissa and I am a YouTube vlogger. I vlog about life and such in life. And today's video is going to be all about how my school and my college education is going currently in the middle of a pandemic. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. So I have to record this again on my webcam, which actually doesn't record bad video. My battery died from my camera, what I was going to use, and then I somehow have misplaced my other two batteries because I have two extra batteries that are charged, but they're magically missing. So we're going to record on the webcam today. Not a big deal. I sit in my chair anyways and I record videos, so not the end of the world. But hi, how are you guys doing? How are you holding up in 2021? Oh my gosh, I feel like this year is flying by and then at the same time it's not. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm sure many other people feel the same way. So yeah, school. So I've been struggling. It's no surprise. You can see me. I look like a mess right now. My hair is up in a bun and it's oily and frizzy because it hasn't been washed in probably longer than I want to admit. And I don't know. I'm just really struggling right now with my mental health, my anxiety, my depression. Everything's just kind of all caving in on me right now. And I'm still trying to manage school, manage day-to-day things, manage, life and work and all that. So, school has kind of been on the back burner for me. I haven't dropped out yet. Previously in another video, I was originally taking 4 classes. I was taking chemistry, English, communications, and statistics. I did drop chemistry because I'm trying to learn it online and just all of the other stuff that was happening at the time just wasn't happening. So I wasn't grasping the concepts, I wasn't, getting the material, and I just, the professor was having a lot of technical difficulties too, which made the class kind of confusing. So there was just a lot of things, a lot of factors that came into play, and I ended up dropping it within my drop date. So I'm currently in English, communications, and statistics. Communications is going great. I have an A in the class, and I will probably have an A at the end of the semester. So, yay, I have 1A. I am not currently passing statistics, but not for reasons you might think. It's not that I don't understand the material. It's literally just that I haven't turned in all the homework that I need to turn in. And my professor has it set up to where there's not an actual due date on when those assignments need to be turned in. So, I can turn them in a week before the class is over and still get all the credit for it. So that's the cool thing. I just need to get buckled down, get caught up on the homework assignments, and then that will be back up to an A, and we're fine. English, however, not going great for me. I'm actually really surprised because I consider myself a fairly good writer. It's a bit confusing for me. I'm doing my best. I am sitting at a 53% though. So at this point, I'm weighing my options because I talked over with a couple of my friends, and I said, well, my final day that I can drop the class, the last day that I can drop it with a W, is April 25th. And that's coming up in a couple weeks. Or maybe a week, actually. Oh my gosh, this month really has flown by. So it's coming up soon. And so if I'm going to drop it, I need to drop it like now versus, after the 25th when I can't drop it. It just becomes an F. So I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing for English. And that's really, it's upsetting. Like, honestly, like, it's upsetting because I've always considered myself a good writer, and it just makes me feel very, very stupid, to be frank. Like, I just feel like, oh my God, like, I can't even write an essay properly. Like, what's wrong with me? So that's that's not helping my mental health, obviously. But I don't think it really has anything to do with me. I think it's been a lot of combination of things. It's been a tough beginning for me, and I'm still kind of dealing with some health problems. I'm still working on trying to get my blood sugars regulated and back to stable levels. They were stable for a bit, but now they're starting to rise back up. We don't really understand why. So we're trying to figure that out. Me and my endocrinologist are trying to figure that out. We're trying to change up insulins and just all this other crazy stuff. So I'm still going through a lot, like physically, mentally. There's still a lot happening. So I don't really want to be too hard on myself with this class. I definitely think there were some mistakes that I made. The number one mistake was not reaching out for help sooner. I was struggling in the class, and instead of, saying, hey, I'm struggling, I need help on this, I basically was like, no, I don't need help on this. I'm an amazing English student. And yeah, that was my downfall, and that will be my downfall for this class. So I recommend anybody at any age, if you're going to college and you're having trouble with a class, start early. Or even better, if you know that you struggle in that particular subject, just go to tutoring anyway. Even if you're doing fine, even if you don't need the help, go anyway, because honestly, in school, I immediately start questioning, why am I here? Why am I in this program? What is the ultimate goal? And, take this with a grain of salt as I say this. This could just be my opinion, because I am struggling so hard and have been struggling very hard to try to get through college. And the fact that I've put in as much effort and as much work as I have, and I haven't even been able to at least say that I've gotten my associate's degree, is beyond infuriating. But that being said, I've thought about it, and I've talked to a lot of different people, and the truth of the matter is that a traditional 4-year college program is just not for everybody. It's not. That's why we have, such a profit off of trade schools and certificate programs and, online schools and things of that nature, because there are a lot of people, such as myself, that have a desire to get an education and have a desire to get a new skill and gain better employment, or just gain employment in general, and don't necessarily are just not necessarily set up for the traditional 4-year college program. So that being said, I have looked into some options for schooling. I don't know. I don't know if what I'm going to do, or if I'm even going to do this. I think at this point, what I want to do is I want to talk to an admissions counselor, talk to a program person, and see, kind of feel it out. Maybe do like a Skype call or a virtual something, and see kind of how this goes. I still want to stay in communications, because I do feel very confident about that decision. But I have a lot of other opportunities that have been opening up for me as well. I haven't really talked about it a whole lot on my channel because it's honestly just not something that I'm ready to share and open up with about yet. But I am doing stand-up comedy. I have been performing, mostly it's all virtual right now because none of the comedy clubs are open. However, that is supposed to be changing this summer here in California. We're supposed to have our clubs start opening back up, so that's really exciting. And I'm taking classes, and I'm talking to different management companies and agencies and things like that. And so there's a lot of doors opening up for me in the entertainment industry, and that's why I think, communications or mass communications, whatever you want to call it, would be the best route for me. And it's definitely something that I have an interest in. It's something I love doing. Like, I love doing anything to do with journalism, media, things like that. So I have done a lot of research on a lot of different schools, and I'm considering at this point going to the Los Angeles School of Film. Now, you're probably wondering, why would you go to a film school? You're not a film major. That is correct. However, they have two programs of interest to me that I think is kind of like exactly what I'm looking for. And so I want to kind of explain those a little bit to you guys because this potentially is what my next educational move is going to be. So I'm excited to talk about it, and I'm excited to share it. The two programs that I have considered applying to would be a Bachelor of Science in Media Communications and then a Bachelor of Science in Writing for Film and Television. So I have pros and cons lists of both of this, or both programs, and just the school in general. So the pros would be that it's a 3-year program because the school is year round. So I just basically would never get a break. I think from the research that I've done and the vlogs that I've seen, you get like a week off in the summer, but that's like really it. Like, your school is year round, and that's why it is 3 years. They have a new class every month. So instead of taking like 4 classes in one semester, you would just focus on one class per month. And I really kind of like that because my focus and my attention span isn't great. And so to have like the constant changing of classes where I basically do this class in 1 month and then it's done, I like that. I think that's going to be a plus for me. There are classes that I actually want to take, so I don't have to take some of the, basic college classes like earth science and biology and history and things like that. Things that I just, not that there's anything wrong with those classes, but like, they're going to have literally nothing to do with my degree. So why should I be forced to take them is kind of how I feel about that. You get a lot of cool gadgets, so that's really cool. They give you like a whole little tech kit and all that. And they are a very well-known and famous school, and actually very well-respected. So having that on my resume to be like, I went to Los Angeles Film School, a lot of people, especially in this area, will know, oh, wow, she went to a good school. And the to kind of go in on that is that they work with a lot of networks and like big known networks and producers. So like NBC, CBS, MTV, BET, all Disney even. They work with all these major networks, and they really get their students prepared to go into the workforce in whatever program or whatever field that they desire to be in. And kind of one of the things that I was talking about with one of my friends the other day was like, I'd really love to go back and work for Disney at some point, like, even in like HR or like, social media or whatever, like that would be really cool to me. So the fact that they do have like contracts and things with these companies is definitely a big motivating factor for me. Now, let's get into the cons. The cons so far that I've came up with, and there's really only two that I can think of, is that the program that I want in particular is all online. So although that they offer programs on their campus, not all programs are offered on campus, if that makes sense. So your film school students, your animation students, your graphic design students, they're all going to be on campus simply because they have to be. If you think about it logistically, like you're not going to have like a whole studio set up at your house. Like most people aren't going to have that. So that's why they need to actually come in on campus to do their work. But people such as myself, in the media communications or the writing portion of it, although we do have some tech things that we do, we don't need like a separate building or like a classroom to be in to do those things. So I kind of get that. It does make me a little nervous because I don't know that I'm a great online student. I don't think I'm bad. I think I could be more disciplined though with online with online studies and just in life in general. And so, I mean, that would be my major concern with that. But again, maybe it's something to talk about with the counselor. Maybe they have some tips or some ideas or something to kind of talk to me about that. And then also the other con that I have found is that the tuition is very expensive. Now, the program that I'm looking at, it's about $60,000 for the entire program. So it averages out to about $5,000 to $6,000 a semester, which isn't that bad. Honestly, it's pretty comparable to a lot of Cal States and universities that I would be going to anyway. It's probably still a little bit more expensive than that, but it's not, to me, I feel like it's almost worth the money, and I think it could be something that's still doable. I just want to note that for anybody else that might be curious about this school, your first semester is always going to be your most expensive, and that is because they send out the tech kit to you your first semester. And so the price varies for every program. So I'm assuming the more techie things you do, like the film students, I'm sure their tech kit is a lot more expensive than mine. And that's kind of what's going on with my school for now. I finished my semester in May. I don't remember what day in May. I think it's like May 15th or something. It's in the middle of the semester. So I finished my semester pretty soon. I'm looking at potentially maybe going to the LA Film School. I don't really know. We'll see. I'm going to talk to a program counselor probably tomorrow and weigh out all my options. So I will definitely keep you guys posted if I do decide to go to the film school, or if I decide to stay in community college and tough it out and take classes that I don't really want to take. But we'll see. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just drop out of college altogether and I'll just go. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I would do if I wasn't in school. I spent so many years of my life trying to complete school. I don't know what I'm going to do when I graduate because I'm not going to have a goal anymore. That's going to be really depressing. Anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching and just supporting my journey. I definitely have some more videos coming. Just bear with me, guys. I'm still struggling. I'm still on the struggle bus. I'm trying to post at least a video once a month, so that way, people are still getting some sort of content out of me. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.